Hello everybody, my name is Myers Little, and I am back to bring you guys another video. Today we got a really special video today. First time, 3 builds in one video. That's right, 3 builds in one video. Today we're going to be looking at Windows Omega 13 build 5001. We're going to be looking at Windows pre-beta build 5048 and Windows beta 1 build 5112. We are jam-packed. We're going to be looking at the very first one. This is the build after the first build, after a few hours after the reset. So, as you know, the last video was the pre-reset builds. This is before Microsoft decided to go ahead and actually cut with the code basin. So what happened is, a few hours after the build for 4093 was released, there was another build, which was, here we go, 3790. I couldn't get that one to work at all since it had a 0-day activation, and I had no idea, and I couldn't really get the crack that I needed. I can't believe I had to say that. I had to use a crack to try and actually, you know, keep the activation from doing something, and I couldn't get it to do anything. So I wasn't able to show you any of the builds, but there's nothing really big special about it. I was able to get 5001 started for you guys, and it looks exactly like Windows XP. Nothing too different, so we're just gonna gloss through. As you can see, the new wallpaper, the Longhorn on it, and we're actually gonna see like the WinVer real quick. And actually, some really cool things about this build. This build was compiled on September 28th of 2004, and this was actually leaked by a user named Grab-a-Slasher from the Longhorn pack, and it was released on the beginning of this year, January 27th, my apologies, 2020. So this is a very, very latest leaked build that we have of Windows Longhorn. I wanted to throw this one in here because I wanted to kind of show you guys what it looked like post reset. Basically, what they did is the post reset builds are all based on release candidates of Windows Server 2003. So these are all based off of that code basin, and as you can see, it looks almost exactly identical to those builds to Windows XP. Just a couple of very minor changes. There's nothing much really to show for these builds. There is one small thing. Again, the background is different. We do have references to Longhorn. When we saw WinVer, it was Windows XP Professional LH Longhorn. So we do know that this is a Longhorn build, and as you can see on the bottom, we do have 5001 for testing purposes only. Included in this build, I didn't have any audio files loaded, and I couldn't load any audio files for this build, but it does include Windows Media Player 10 in this build. And there's also something in the control panel. I'm going to show you guys this. I had to do something really, really weird with the control panel. I had to actually press enter, making it go to show up on the left-hand side to give me, as you're going to see, I'm like trying to figure out how to get the thing. Because I was getting deja vu. I'm like, I'm pretty sure there was something there. And there is. And I was trying to click it. And, well, you got to be quicker than that. So I was just like, you know what? You know what I should do? I'm going to press enter, click it, and I can show you this. There's this little new icon right here that says portable media device. That's something new that they did add in this build. Very, very nice. Besides anything else, and also I couldn't get any real drivers to work on this. I tried installing VMware tools, and to no avail, and neither did my generic driver pack actually work. So unfortunately, I couldn't get any sound or any of those functionalities to work. However, in the next few builds, we will be able to get those things to work. Really, there's nothing much else to talk about this build. It's really just Windows XP with just very minute changes, but I just thought it would be really fun to show you guys, yo, what happened the last reset. And I want to say big props to a very good friend of mine that I've known for a while, since I've pretty much started this series, which is, his name was Andrew from WinUpdate. He gave me access to some of those files. He was generous enough to give me access to his archive, and he did have some of these builds. Very, very big thank you to Andrew for making this possible. And I'm going to tell you guys, this isn't the last time we see Andrew. He's going to be a bit more instrumental in the next few builds in the next series, specifically the Windows 7 series, the Windows 8 and the Windows 8.1 series, and the Threshold series once we get there. He's definitely been a huge help for me getting those builds that I just don't have access to, either because there's not that much in my sources, or they're just locked away from public eye, and I'm not able to do that. A huge shout out to him, and he's in my Discord server. Really do enjoy him. I enjoyed helping him with his little project just for a little short time before my very long absence, but it was great work. It's great working with him. Wonderful, very, very much. I really do appreciate Andrew, and you guys should really thank him for making this possible, because I wouldn't be able to show you this because I would have never had access to this build at all. So luckily we do have access. We are able to see what it is, and everything is hunky-dory. All right, that's really about it for this build. There's nothing much else I can really say about it. Again, it's just Windows XP Server 2003 release candidate versions with just a tiny minuscule reskin. So without further ado, I'm gonna end off this portion of the video, and we're gonna continue to the next Longhorn build, which you guys are gonna absolutely love. There's so much we can talk about in the next one, and there's gonna be a lot of eye candy for you guys. So we're gonna be moving on to Windows pre-beta build 5048. So stick around while we go ahead and end off this portion of the video. Alrighty, we are back, and as you can see, this is not the Longhorn for 5001. This is the pre-reset. So this is done. He gave this to me after I recorded some of the footage for this. So what we're gonna do is I just inserted in this footage for him because this was really recent that he gave it to me. And again, a big thank you to Andrew. Let's continue. Let's start talking about Windows pre-beta build 5048. This is a huge jump. This is about a year after that build was released. This build was compiled on April 2nd, 2005. We have a lot to look into. So let's go ahead and just jump right into the installation. Installation looks a little bit different. It's a little bit like, it's been the same thing over and over. You can definitely see it starting to take shape with the Windows Vista Windows 7 type installation. It's really cool. So right now we're seeing the Windows pre-install environment. I'm going to go ahead and continue it. I wanted to do an upgrade because I wanted to make sure an upgrade rather than a clean install, because I was kind of scared it would break things, and I had something to fall back on just in case if something happens. So right now, here we go. Here's the boot up screen. Windows codename Longhorn. Looks the same. Looking very nice. Again, simple. We're going to continue. New login screen. Looks amazing. I like it. Well, relative to 5001. It still has that Windows XP stylish. Wow. Look at what we've got here. We got the glow up to the recycle bin. And actually, I think that's the final rendition of recycle bin that we actually have. We have our little Control-Alt-Delete Windows security. Oh my god. Completely different. I love it. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. As you can see, new background. We have a new background here, and we also have a new way the GUI is laid out. The icons, some of the icons have changed, and there are some other aspects, such as, the theme. I think this is Slate, if I remember. We'll have to take a look at it real quick. But let's go ahead and run down to this build right now. So this is a new wallpaper pre-beta build. And after the installation, as you guys saw in the login screen, we had the classic Windows login screen. We have, actually this theme is not called Slate, it's called Arrow. And there's a pop-up that displays that our computer might be at risk. That's Windows security. This is from the Service Pack 2, so it's using a Service Pack 2 code basin. The start menu border is transparent by default, so that looks really cool. We're getting that we're starting to get those little GUI additions. It's starting to slowly look like Vista. And as you can see, it just looks so beautiful. I like the way this little gray looks like. I don't know about you guys, but it's kind of I dig it. I completely dig it. So as you can see, Microsoft did a whole overhaul on the Explorer and the control panel, and we have Windows Media Player 10. Oh my gosh, the memories I have of seeing Windows Media Player 10. Oh, it looks so beautiful. It's a weird mixture of Vista and XP. You can kind of see like the weird combination, that Windows XP aesthetic with some of the new inserts of Windows Vista. It's kind of cool. Yes, sound was playing and it was really great. There was a change in the category view of control panel, you guys can see. The applets are pretty much the same. Nothing I really need to show you guys. But this does introduce the security center right here and other options like automatic updates and Windows Firewall. Again, these were more of the but this is just because of Service Pack 2, not really because of the Longhorn. But as you can see, they're building upon what they've been putting in. Explore looks completely different. It looks a little bit like what we saw, a little bit older in the old pre-reset on the Longhorn builds, but it pretty much looks about the same. Here we're seeing this little timer, the little clock, and we're seeing Windows Media Player in action. Oh, I love it so much. So again, Windows Media Player 9 has been upgraded to version 10. Windows Messenger isn't included in this build. However, we do have Windows Explorer, Windows Internet Explorer, i.e., it's still version 6, but it has Service Pack 2, so it's going to have the information bar, and then Outlook Express has been reverted back to version 6. As you remember, we had an upgraded version of Outlook in the old Longhorn builds, but again, they wanted to start from scratch. So they reset the code, restarting from scratch, so they're going to be pretty much restarting the development for that. And then, apart from the default arrow theme, it also includes Windows XP Luna and Windows Classic. And that's all I have on my notes for Windows Longhorn, but oh my gosh, it looks beautiful. I absolutely love it. It looks so beautiful. I never thought I would really enjoy this build. I think this was one of my favorite builds when I first saw it boot up. I was like, man, it really left an impact on me. I was thinking, after so long, after how they did the pre-reset, and especially even before, even now looking at it while I'm recording, looking at what Windows XP looked like, and then ultimately seeing like what I boot up to, it's amazing the amount of work they put in. Again, it's about a year's worth of work that the Microsoft devs put in. As you can see, these builds are not the most stable at all. I was already having an error with the Windows here, with the System32 Windows. It was already giving me issues, but it's all right. It's Longhorn. I forgive it. But as you can see, everything looks relatively the same. It's really mostly just the GUI, the way the theme looks, and a couple of aspects. As you guys saw when we did our start menu, we don't see our picture. We don't have a view of our picture where or take us to user accounts. We have to go. If we clicked our name, we would go right to the user accounts, and then we would see our picture. As you can see, I'm trying to get into, because I'm trying to find the WinVer, so we can kind of see what the WinVer dialog box looks like. Again, it's always tradition on this channel to show you guys the WinVer dialog box. Here we go. We're gonna take a look at it. Here's Windows Longhorn right here. It's changed its branding, the name of it. It's starting to call itself Longhorn. It's not yet calling itself Vista. Remember, pre-beta build, but it is starting to call itself Longhorn. We don't have our Longhorn screensaver anymore. There really isn't any new backgrounds. I'm trying to scrolling through just to kind of show you guys. It would be so much fun if it still had the bliss icon with the Longhorn that they had the old one. I thought that would have been pretty cool. That was really funny. As you can see, we have our old themes, just our regular old themes, the Windows XP themes, and then we have the arrow themes. And this darn piece of crap. As you can see, just kind of tiny little changes that not many people would notice, or not many people would care, but as you can see, they still have the old style. We did have a lot of our games taken away, like the internet backgammon, the internet and all the internet games. None of those were kept in this build, like, for some reason. Here I go, playing Pinball Space Cadets. I never get old of this game. I love this game so much. I mean, that's what I used to play when the internet went out. And don't you guys lie, you guys did it too. Let's take a look at Windows Outlook Express 6. You can see nothing really different. It just looks like the regular old Windows Outlook. Nothing too special. Again, it was reverted back to this version 6, so it's going to have a lot of the XP influence, the XP icons, and the XP feel and look. We're really going to start seeing some changes in this next build, which is 5112. It's going to be really, really cool. You guys are going to enjoy that one. Let me pull up the notes for that one. Get you guys a little bit into it so we can start digging right in. So as you remember in this one's gonna actually be a beta build. 5112 is going to be an actual beta build. It's gonna be the first beta build, and it's gonna make its first reference to being named Windows Vista. Oh, this is gonna be really cool. Let's see how Microsoft's devs have begun to do some of these things. I'm kind of looking at this, just showing you guys some last minute features. Let's show you the log off screen, what the screen looks like when you log off. I believe it's a little bit different. No, it's just a classic, reminds me of the Windows XP Professional like login screen, where if you just log out, you log in. But that's about it. That's about it for this build. Let's go ahead and transition into 5112, and we're gonna dive right in on it. Alrighty guys, time to take a look at Windows Longhorn Beta 1 build, or should I say Windows Vista Beta 1. Beta 1 build 5112. As you can see, it's starting to reference itself in the README, and the release notes are like the actual, if you will, the documentation before you install, giving you some, like, kind of some drivers in here. Oh, that looks way different. Install Windows. Let's take a look at this new Windows installation. Doesn't that look familiar to you guys? I think it looks familiar to me. Wow, wow, wow. This looks like the Windows Vista and the Windows 7 installation. We're getting there, guys. We are getting there. Patience, though. Patience. As you can see, here's the login, the loading screen. It still says codename Longhorn right now. It's completing it. Very simple. It's been overhauled. Would you look at that? Beautiful Windows Vista. No more Longhorn. This is going to be called Vista. Beautiful. All right, let's take a couple notes on this. This build was compiled a couple months after the last build we just took a look at. This build was compiled on, it looks like, July 21st, 2005. So we're starting to get into where we're getting closer and closer to that manufacturing date of Windows Vista. So the window, as you guys saw, the Windows setup has been completely overhauled. It's a dark blue background and wider blue Windows logo. The boot screen is, of course, different. There are several changes since the pre-beta builds. The theme is still called Arrow, but we still have some enhancements to the start menu, and the taskbar have been made. And the beta one right there is a little bit more darker and uses a black color, while the pre-beta one uses a lighter gray. There is still that security pop-up that's seen in the pre-beta, just because Windows Service Pack 2, again, this is built upon Windows Service Pack 2, Windows XP Service Pack 2. And on the first boot up, we saw this weird program. It's called Supplemental Driver Pack Installation Wizard. We can't really use it, but this is basically like the drivers that Microsoft recommended for testers to install on the computer, and that's exactly what the documentation was talking about. It's like, hey, these are the drivers, and this is how you install them. Oh, Outlook got a little bit of a little glow up, but it's mostly because of the arrow theme. None of the actual icons have really changed. Again, it still looks very Windows XP-ish, but it does look a lot more beautiful actually. It looks really sleek, and it looks very, very nice. Oh, look at this. We're starting to see the changes of Windows Vista coming in. This is really shining through now, overpowering the Windows XP look. Just look at the way the GUI looks. The refresh icon has been changed. The control panel has been changed. Explorer has been changed so much. Man, oh man. There's a couple new icons on the desktop if you guys haven't noticed. Oh, we're starting to get the Vista icons. I love it. Oh my gosh. This is amazing. I know many of you maybe are kind of weirded out by my appreciation for this, but it's just like when you've been seeing the development of what Windows looked like back, like when it first released Windows 1.0 DR5, and to this, it's mesmerizing how it's been updated. The developers did a very wonderful job, and the graphic designers also did a beautiful, beautiful job trying their absolute hardest to make Vista look beautiful. Oh man, I wish Vista was a bit of a more commercial success. It is a little underappreciated Many people call Vista, I remember the memes back in the day, that Vista was very evil, and there was many staunch Windows XP users. I was included. I was included in that one. And, I mean, I guess we just weren't ready for it. We weren't ready for Vista yet. We were comfortable with what we had. Great overhaul, but I think it just came too early. And Windows 7 was the one that pretty much introduced us to this new theme and the way Windows looks now. Continuing on with some of my notes here, the control panel changed a lot, as you can see. It's now showing groups with a none, 1, or 2 basic tasks below it. So as you can see, it's starting to form the modern control panel. There are some updated icons for applications. We see some new applications like auxiliary display indexing and search options, and solutions to problems, and the Windows Parental Controls makes a big comeback in this build before the pre-beta builds. Amazing. And the solutions to problems is a new application. It's like the help and support center, like what we have in Vista, where you can search online, or it has like an internal database where you can search for solutions online. Again, you guys are seeing the very big way that Microsoft was trying to market this to consumers. This really, really, really reminds me of Windows Millennia Edition. If you guys haven't checked out the Windows Millennia Edition series, go ahead and check it out. I'll put a card up there. You guys can see the full playlist, or if you guys just want to see the preview, go ahead and check the full preview. Oh lord, I had a lot of problems with this build. As you can see, Explorer was taking up like 99 all of the CPU usage. It seems like it got caught in a loop, and it would just suck up all the resources, and you just couldn't do anything anymore, and you had to constantly restart it. I tried giving it more cores to work with, because I was like, well, maybe it's just because there's one of my cores. I have a multi-core I have like an i9-9990K, and I forget how many cores that thing has. It has a lot though, and I was like, let's give it some cores, but it still didn't do it. Even after giving it more cores and a little bit of RAM, it just kept giving me problems. That's just the issues we had with Windows Longhorn. This is what you do when you're a beta tester. You can't expect everything to work. But that's beside the point. Nothing to worry about there. Anyways, so with that, we'll also see in Explorer, we're going to find virtual folders. Virtual folders. The Explorer windows itself, they have different colors: blue, green, orange, and red. And then we have documents, pictures, music, and the games folders. You can see those are new ways, and new icons too. Very sleek. Again, we were mentioned, there were some applications that were updated, such as Windows Media Player, which is now 3717. Internet Explorer has been set to 7 beta, so that's a beta version of Internet Explorer. I'm having so much issues here. I'm keeping this in so you guys can see what to expect when you guys do this, and I'm trying to figure out like, what am I gonna do? I was gonna check, and so you guys can see, I was checking like the CPU cores right now. I'm like, can I just give it more CPU cores or something? Yeah, this is what you guys have to deal with when you do these builds. There's other applications such as Windows Messenger. Actually, no, Windows Messenger is absent, but we do have Windows Movie Maker 2.1, but we don't have the audio hardware to run that. And we also have Windows Backup Beta and Safe Dock, and it's called Safe Docks when it's running. And then we have the Program Compatibility Wizard, which which is pretty much installing, programs from an older operating system like Windows 98 and giving that compatibility mode. And we also have the user account protection settings. It's disabled by default. I couldn't get it really to be enabled, but in the later builds, we're gonna see that beautiful thing in action. Beautiful. Oh Lord, I didn't enjoy it. It was really annoying with all the pop-ups, I'm not gonna lie. And Arrow with enhancements, and there is no Luna theme for Windows XP anymore. It's only the Windows Classic. And anyway, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was a mouthful to give you guys 25 minutes of jam-packed just builds of this. 3 builds in one, because I just don't think they could have their own videos. I wanted to smush them all together, present them on a platter for you guys to enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Please go ahead, give this video a like, share this video with your friends if you really enjoyed it, with other enthusiasts in our community. We're a small community, but we're all strong together. please rate and subscribe, give it a thumbs up, hit that bell icon to know when I'm going to be doing premieres. Right now I'll be doing the premiere, I'll be asking you guys questions. If you guys want to engage with me a little bit more, I actually have a Discord server that's all set up for you guys, and that's going to be below in the video description. If you guys want to join that Discord server, hop on. I'm usually on most of the time after I'm done working, and we have other wonderful community members, including Andrew. Again, thank you, Andrew, for that. That are in that server, and it's just a place for you guys to enjoy, talk about old operating systems, share things with each other, and, you know, especially in these times, have a little bit of social interaction. It's always healthy for us. Anyways, Virus Alertable, signing off.